Number 5. The Wonder Years, A Very Cut-Lip Christmas. As you can see, I couldn't get any video footage for this one, but that's not going to stop me from still talking about one of the greatest Santa Clauses ever. It's the gym teacher, Mr. Cutlip. Yeah, remember him? The tight-ass jerk-off that all the kids hated? Well, in this episode, it turns out he actually sneaks out in secret to play a mall Santa. And of course Kevin, played by Fred Savage, is the only one to find out. The result is Cutlip being extra nice to Kevin in exchange for not sharing his secret, which gets all the other kids really angry at him. But when Kevin accidentally tells some of the boys about the secret, they claim they're gonna go to the mall and make fun of him, humiliating him in front of the school and in front of the whole mall. But the best part is, as soon as they get there, they don't see the coach under the Santa beard, they just see, well, Santa himself. I mean, they know it's him clearly, but they don't care. They just saw a cool guy sharing and giving to a bunch of kids, and for no other reason except that he really likes to do it. And the transformation of die-hard cynic to charming holiday icon is so strong that even the high school boys can't bring themselves to break it apart. It's a really great moment in watching someone again literally and figuratively become Santa Claus, and the strength of good intentions winning over the hearts of those who were originally looking to share misery. It's well-paced, well-directed, and of course, well-performed. The coach's ability to go from such an unlikable jerk into someone who really does care for kids and just wants to see them enjoy the holidays is really something to see. And you're definitely not going to see it in these stills, so see if you can manage to find the episode and check it out. It's definitely worth the search. Number 4. Richard Attenborough from Miracle on 34th Street. Insert Mara Wilson revenge joke here. A lot of people have mixed feelings about this remake, and I'd be lying if I said I kinda did too. It has both good elements and bad elements that you can nitpick on, especially in comparing it to the original. But the one element that is particularly flawless is Attenborough as Santa. Again, we just see what an upbeat, kind sweetheart of a man the real Santa Claus could be.
I'd like the court to see Mr. Kringle make the reindeer fly.
He only flies on Christmas Eve.
I love the detail of his costume, I love the smile he constantly has, and I love how he's always giggling unless he has something to be concerned for, like the well-being of others. We still get all the things we associate with Santa. His joy, his kindness to kids, his love for his work, and his ability to win over others with the sheer passion of what he does.
She's deaf. You don't have to talk to her. She just wanted to see you.
You are a very beautiful young lady.
Admit it, you're smiling just looking at this guy right now, aren't you? When he's happy and upbeat, it never feels like a performance. He seems really genuinely happy and upbeat. And when he's concerned, he looks and feels really concerned. Again, it never seems like he's reading a script and he's acting it out. He looks totally in there. It's a good performance that definitely deserves to be recognized. For me, this is one hell of a great Santa.
He thinks you're Santa Claus. I am.
Number 3. Edmund Gwynn from Miracle on 34th Street. Yeah, don't act like you didn't see this one coming. Nothing beats the original, and this one is proof of that. There's nothing wrong with Attenborough's giggling and bubbliness, but Gwen's version is much more reserved and dignified. Which again, you don't see in a Santa that often when you think about it, but it's definitely welcomed, as we figure a man who does what he does for so long would carry a lot of proud weight on his shoulders.
Don't you realize there are thousands of children lining the streets, waiting to see you? Children who've been dreaming of this moment for weeks. You're a disgrace to the tradition of Christmas, and I refuse to have you malign me in this fashion.
But it's leveled out perfect with how much he just gets along with others, especially children. There's a sense that he doesn't talk down to them. He speaks to them as if he takes every single word they're saying seriously.
He said, "What kind of an animal are you?" And I said, "I'm not an animal, I'm a girl."
Why didn't you tell him you were a lion or a bear?
Because I'm not a bear or a lion.
Yes, but the other children were only children, and they were pretending to be animals.
That's what makes the game so silly.
Oh, I don't think so.
You can tell that he listens to everything being said by them and never disregards any of it.
Well, the only important thing is to make the children happy. And whether Macy or somebody else sells the toy doesn't make any difference. Don't you feel that way?
Really, I didn't know Macy's did.
Well, as long as I'm here, they do.
With that said though, it's nice having two Santas as different as these two versions, and truly comparing them is like apples and oranges. But let's face it, that's what we're here to do, and since we gotta, Gwen I do think is a little bit better. He's got the stature, he's got the pride, and he's got it for all the right reasons. To help and delight all little children who come before him. He's one of America's classic Santas for a reason.
Oh, go ahead, pull it.
Number 2. Santa Claus the movie. Now of course I've made fun of this movie before in my review of it, and I still stand by it's a pretty goofy flick. But I still can't bring myself to say that David Huddleston as Santa brings anything less than pure Christmas joy. He has so many of the elements needed for a good Santa. The hard worker, the jolly laugh, the weight of his importance, as well as, well, the weight. His love for children, he's just got so much going for him.
Did you see their faces when they saw the toys?
Oh, yes.
They loved their Uncle Claus, huh?
I also give credit that the movie does take the whole Santa Claus mythos very seriously. There's a lot of quiet moments and even dramatic moments that really make you feel like you're watching something big and important go down.
From this day on, now and forever, we will bring our gifts to all the children in all the world.
And his performance is right in the center of it. I think Polar Express tried to do something similar with its build-up, but the Santa we saw wasn't on screen that long, and I don't know, I never felt like I really got a chance to know him. This Santa, we most certainly did. We know he's funny, we know he's kind, we know he'll risk anything just to make the world a little bit of a better place. It's funny because his voice is not the traditional voice you would think of when you think of Santa. It's more high-pitched and less ho-ho-ho-y, but he's just so cheerful and happy whenever he speaks with it that it's almost contagious. You just want to laugh every time he laughs.
We did it! We did it!
Well done!
It's also great that even before becoming Santa, he makes and gives toys to begin with. In fact, he nearly dies in a storm just to give kids who have no toys something to play with that year. It's a performance he made all his own, and we're thankful that he did, because it's truly one of a kind. And the #1 greatest Santa Claus of all time is... Ernest Saves Christmas. I don't care! I don't care! I don't care if this movie is stupid! I don't care if it's completely goofy and idiotic! This has the best Santa Claus ever! Played by the late Douglas Seal, this guy captures the constant thrill, the constant kindness, the constant joy, the constant love, the constant... just Christmas. You just look at this guy and you hear his voice and you just think Christmas. Listen to him.
You don't get rich by doing a once-a-week children's program on local television. You've got to do it for other reasons. And that's why I'm here.
He makes friends with complete strangers. He has an immediate connection to children without even talking to them. He's just oozing with Christmas goodness and he's so lovable. This actor brings to life a man who's been doing what he's been doing so long that he's actually endangered it ever being done again by anyone else. All because he loved it so much. He loved giving. He loved being Santa. He loved being the voice of kindness. But at the same time, you can hear the urgency in his voice that it might all go away forever. He feels guilty for loving his job so much that it might have put everything in danger. It's a situation where literally the guy was too nice. And I don't know, isn't that sort of what Santa Claus should be? It just breaks your fucking heart when you see him trying to put things right, but then it all falls apart. Even the guy he wants to take over the position, who clearly doesn't believe in Santa Claus, has a hard time not believing in Santa Claus after talking with him. And you would too! Just listen to his genuine sincerity.
You know, I've carried this torch for more seasons than I should have done. Because I loved it so much. But now, I've taken to making notes. Well, you can't do it that way. It shouldn't be done that way. It can't be done that way.
Did you even notice that he actually said it can't be done that way twice in the same sentence? That's not good writing. And yet, he pulls it off so flawlessly that most people don't notice. They're just too engaged in his performance. He's also good at showing older kids that obviously don't believe that he's aware of the troubles at home and that he still cares about what happens to them. That they'll always have somebody who listens and will be on their side.
My mistake. I mixed you up with someone whose parents had some problems last year, and, well, they got so wrapped up in themselves that they forgot that she needed a little attention too.
That voice is the kindest you could find. That face is the kindest you could find. Even in a jail cell full of killers. Within minutes, he has them all singing Christmas carols.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves. And a partridge in a pear tree.
They even stand up for him when somebody doesn't believe he's the real thing.
My good man, you are not Santa Claus.
I tell you I am.
Oh, no.
Am too.
Oh, no.
Excuse me, but he really is Santa Claus. Yeah, that's right.
That is fucking hardcore. And who can blame them? He may not be chubby, he may not have the deep voice, but you take one look at this guy and you just say, Santa. Yes, it comes from a dumb movie, yes, there's tons of things about it that don't make sense, but it also has the best Santa Claus I have ever seen, and I'll believe in him all over again every single time I see him. I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy, remember? Because it's Christmas!